Hey, it's Tori Haggerty from Tuscan Club University's Fair Lending School. In today's Fair Lending Short, I want to talk briefly about loan policy exceptions. Now, this is a very complex topic, but what I want to talk about today is those lenders that go outside of policy and they're very good at it. What I mean is they're constantly going outside of policy. So I know one lender who loves to go outside of policy. In fact, in a fair lending interview, and if you don't do those, I recommend that you do, and it's basically sitting down asking a lender how they do their job. I asked this lender, how often do you think you go outside a loan policy? And he nervously laughs and he says, Tori, I go out of policy 80-90% of the time, almost like he was proud of it. And I step back and I think about that, and for somebody that doesn't follow policy, basically what he's doing is he's writing his own policy. When you allow lenders to go outside of policy that often, essentially what you're doing is you're allowing them to write their own loan policy. And they're not authorized to do that. That's an executive management or a board level task that should be done and thought about not only from a compliance standpoint, not only from a fair lending standpoint, but also from a safety and soundness standpoint. So there's crossover here. So the point is when you do loan exceptions, they should be just that, the exception, right? It should be 5, 10, 15% of the time. If you have exceptions on more than 50% of the time, they're no longer exceptions. That's the norm. That's the way you do business. You either need to do less exceptions or you need to rewrite your policy that better reflects the way you do business. Do not allow your lenders to go away from policy that often, because essentially what they're doing is writing their own policy, and that is pretty much about the biggest risk that you can have from a policies and procedures standpoint as it relates to fair lending.